Okay, let's jump into Chapter 1, Groups, Teams, and Systems. We're going to be able to differentiate between groups and teams and describe levels of systems, how they relate to healthcare teams. I am not going to read these pages to you, but I just want to highlight some of the things that popped out to me as I was reading through the chapter myself. So page 4 starts, there's a little case story there, you don't have to do that. But what distinguishes a group from a random collection of people? So a group is defined as two or more individuals who are connected to one another by social relationships. Members must have common interests, goals, regular patterns to interact, exert influence among members, and work interdependently to achieve goals. So what's the difference between a team and a group? A team is defined as a group that engages in more focused, intentional action. So that's the figure 1-1 does a great job at that. So students in a classroom would be a group. They have something in common. But an ER team, somebody who's working in healthcare that have common goals and working towards great outcomes, that's a team. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Page 6, I just flipped the page, going through systems approach to groups. System theory conceptualizes all physical and social systems as integrated wholes, as opposed to agglomerations of disparate pieces. So with groups, it cannot be understood in isolation from the whole. Page continues, from a systems theory's perspective, an individual member of a team cannot be fully understood in isolation from the team, and team cannot be fully understood without understanding of this organizational context which exists. Page 7 keeps going. There's also a PowerPoint for this chapter. Healthcare organizations can be described as complex, adaptive systems because of the nonlinear and often unpredictable nature interactions between the many microsystems. So yes, healthcare is ever evolving, ever changing. Bottom of page 7, each participant in a team takes in the ideas and opinions of others. That's input, processes this input and compares and integrates it with the most current thoughts. That's throughput. Together with groups, creates a new collective perspective, which is outputs. So in other words, if we're working in a healthcare facility, whether it's a medical doctor's office or a hospital, and we, as the employees, we gather, we have team sessions, we have meetings, we put our input in to what should be done, what the norm is, what the evidence shows, etc. When a patient leaves the hospital and completes a satisfaction survey, that is output. That is, you're collecting a new perspective, the perspective of the patient. So that is officially output in that process. Page 8, you can read that. What I highlighted on this page is the bottom. The mood of an individual leader can impact the mood of the team, and that cannot be any more true. I've often heard said that the leader of the pack sets the tone. And I'm sure you may have experienced that, whether it was in a classroom, working, family members, whoever's in charge, whoever's the manager, their mood really can dictate how the rest of the team feels, even in sports. That's very applicable. Page 9, within all living systems, the balance between energy consumption and energy infusion is necessary for the maintenance of a steady state for optimal functioning, that is homeostasis. That page goes on, the evolutionary capacity of systems depends on flexible and adaptable patterns. You have to be flexible in healthcare and adapt to changes because it changes often. The bottom of page 9 reviews applying systems theory. I flip page 10. Second paragraph is referring to the microsystems again. High-performing microsystems are characterized by inclusive leaders, strong organizational support, staff development, cohesive teams, patient community focus, evidence-based practice, process improvement, and technology-enhanced communication. So that type of high-performing microsystem, they grow and they work together. They communicate well. That's what you want to be a part of. current healthcare system is one of the most complex and changing rapidly systems. It is referred to the acronym VUCA, V-U-C-A. It stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. In Table 1.1, definitely review that table and just be familiar with the different levels and methods and even the goal. The goal of an individual is not going to be the same as the goal of a group or even the organization. The organizational and community goals are going to be very different than an individual or a group goals and the focuses, etc. And the last page of that chapter is a case study. You can review that, but you're not required to complete it. And that is it. Please let me know if you have any questions about this chapter or the information, and look forward to hearing from you.